the white male teenager who tried to kill the black male teenager, yelling racial slurs in the process of trying to drown them. Remember that? Put up the picture full mass. We got an update. Here's your update. That teen tried to drown a black kid, okay? 14-year-old Jon Sheeran, who allegedly tried to drown a black 15-year-old who could not swim in a Cape Cod pond in Chatham, Massachusetts in July, has been released on bond. The teen was released to his father's custody on September 11th. His release is contingent on him staying away from the witnesses in the case. All the witnesses, by the way, are minors, okay? All the witnesses are minors, wearing a GPS monitor and attending probation. So I'm gonna remind you of the incident. According to the Cape and Islands DA office, this 14-year-old and another white friend met the victim at the pond to go swimming. The victim reportedly said that he could not swim and wore a life jacket, wade in the water before the would-be killer, who was unsuccessful, dunked him several times under the water, as the other friend laughed and called the black teen George Floyd. The teens also called the victim boy and the N-word. Let me show you the water, body of water we're talking about. The assault persisted. The 14-year-old began to swim beneath the black youth, attempting to seize his feet and submerge him again. The prosecution asserts that the bullying ceased when the victim cried out for assistance from the shoreline, prompting a bystander to have to leap into the water, rescue him, and bring him ashore, stopping him from being murdered. The teen was indicted by a grand jury on attempted murder and assault with a deadly weapon charge. I want to remind everyone that the DA in this case actually released the name of the minor and said, not only was he going to release it, he was going to make sure that the entire trial and prosecution process was transparent. And this individual is going to be prosecuted as a youthful offender. Now, some people got confused about that. A youthful offender is not a juvenile defendant. It's a little more than a juvenile, all right? So some jurisdictions make that distinction of youthful defender. So if you're between 18 and 25, you can be a youthful defender. But youthful defender does not allow for the same protections as being prosecuted through a juvenile prosecution. So that is why the DA was able to make public the teen. It's kind of like when black children are prosecuted as adults, okay? Same kind of legal doctrine, almost. Put up the attorney. The attorney is saying, oh, it was just horseplay. Things just got a little bit, out of hand. So this is the attorney of the teenager charged with attempted murder. Kevin Reddington claimed his client had no intent to hurt his dear friend. This young man had no intent to murder his friend, he said. It was just a stupid act that was carried way too far. So he has called the incident horseplaying. It is interesting because I guarantee you, if the scenario was the other way around, two black kids lure a white child who cannot swim to a body of water, okay? It's evident that child cannot swim, wearing a life jacket, and says, listen guys, I got this on because I can't swim. And they try to drown him and yell racial slurs while trying to kill him. And they don't stop until somebody else jumps into the water. Now, I want you to think about this because it hasn't been highlighted in these stories. The prosecution has told us they cannot release the witness list because all of them are minors, which means whoever saved this kid is likely a minor, another child. They clearly knew what was happening. They clearly saw what was going on. You don't think the black child was interviewed You don't think the question was posed? Listen, do you think this was horse playing or were they trying to kill you? Which one was happening? You were the one in the middle of it. What happened? This is obviously an affirmative defense. And contrary to the evidence, at least presented so far, I'm applauding this DA for prosecuting the case as is. But where do kids learn this behavior? George Floyd? That comes from your dinner table with your parents, spewing their hatred and projecting it upon the child. You know, it is interesting that a parent can be arrested for a child's truancy, breaking curfew. They can get cited for their child breaking a curfew order, but they can't be cited if their child is racist, trying to kill another child. Sharon, thoughts here?
And which one is more dangerous here? Okay, I too applaud this DA because whomever turned this youth into a very serious youth predator should probably be held to account as well. But right now, let's deal with the case at hand. And I gotta tell you, if anybody who's upset and you hear the story, Ted Bundy would abduct the pets of neighbors and decide their fate and torture them. This is very serious. Horseplay? Very, very scary.
Yeah, but we will be able to bring you updates because the DA has promised full transparency.